Everybody, welcome back to Bite Time. Harry McCullough here. Of course, big election coming up not too long from now. And one of the candidates for District 53 of state representative is Willis Trosclair, who's here to talk for the next three segments. So, Willis, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Junior, I should say, Willis Trosclair Jr. You're a fisherman by trade, a businessman, and a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Talk to me about why now that you'd like to get into politics, because this is your first run at politics, right?
Well, the reason, I really want to get into it, you hear all the stories about our kids moving off, and we go see their grandkids all over, and they shouldn't. They should be able to stay right here, you know. Everybody calls this sportsman's paradise. I like to call it home. And bring it back to what we had back in the day. I mean, you don't want to go back in time, but you want to make it where people relax. They got reasons to stay here. There's companies, there's business. They're making money down here.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to go to Arkansas and visit your kids or your grandkids. You know, you should be able to go next door.
Yeah, we've created a lot of people that went to Dallas and Houston and Atlanta, right? It'd be nice to find jobs and keep those kids here.
Correct.
And that's a great way to think about it.
There's a little bit coming in. There's off of 311, Amazon's coming. Yeah, it's gonna bring a little bit of work, but there's enough work here that we can keep our kids home. And main thing is we have to give them. We have to train our kids. We can't depend on other people to teach our kids. You know, like I spoken earlier, I'm a big supporter of VOTAC. Bringing back VOTAC, training our kids. You know how many kids we have out there today that can't even change a simple tire on a car, but yet we want to push them out in the workforce and expect them to be productive members of the workforce, but we're not training them.
Right.
Like we said earlier, my son got out of school. He went to Illinois, graduated last year. You get out at 12 o'clock. Then you come home and they sit. If they don't have a job, they sit at home and they play video game. Why not keep them a couple of extra hours and train them kids?
Right.
You know, we can, like when we were young, it was nautical science. We don't have to teach them how to run a boat, but just teach them how to work on the deck. Simply teach them how to splice. You know how many boat companies would pick that up and probably fund the project themselves.
Right.
Teach them simple automotives, electrician, plumbing, but get them prepared for the real world. Don't throw them out with no preparation.
Right. Let's talk about real world and talk about your career, which is a South Louisiana success story. So tell us how you started and then
well, like most of the people, I'm born and raised in Duke. Like most of the people, people down there, I spent many nights on the back deck of a shrimp boat. Grew up, wind up being able to become captain. And, you know, that's when the TEDs came out, and we thought we were fighting an issue then. So we got off. I became a boat captain. Stayed on the boat captains. I've been all over the coast, all over up the East Coast. I've been out of the country. But then you get to see your kids grow up in pictures. And I invested with a friend of mine in a rental business, and it took off. We started buying rental houses, fixing them and selling them, and then I decided, well, I didn't have to be on the boats anymore. And then I started a construction company. And that's basically what I'm doing, helping, residential construction.
Right.
And we did good. We were blessed. And that's where we're at.
But
Still,
a guy that started on the back of a shrimp boat.
Back deck of a shrimp boat. They just show you if you want it, you can do it. I mean, many nights on the back deck of the shrimp boat. And we thought we were in heaven back then.
Right.
The back end. Now it's a nightmare for them poor people. They got to come in and sell their shrimp for 60 cents a pound, 70 cents a pound. It doesn't make any sense.
So I'd imagine that is going to be one of your platforms too, right?
Yes. We need to fight for our commercial fishermen because it's a dying industry and we letting it die in the front of us. They signed a bill day before yesterday about the imports. That's all good, but that should have been signed 2, 3, 4 years ago. Because the imports didn't just start coming into this country. They've been into the country. People were making money off it and they thought it was good. But then now they started, people that were importing, they're getting smart.
Right.
It's a hostile takeover, I call it. Because they're buying up the plants, closing them. They're buying up the cold storages and closing them, or taking up all the spaces in the cold storage. So the local processing plant has no place they can't buy it because they can't. And the fishermen are frustrated because they think it's the processing plant, but all in all, it's not. It's the people that's selling the imports that are causing the problems. And I can't understand why our elected official haven't seen this before.
Right.
Because a lot of you talk to them and say, well, I'm not a commercial fisherman. That don't affect me. It does. Because that commercial fisherman has a note on his house. He has a note on that boat. Pretty soon that bank has to foreclose. That processing plant, that doc that's buying the thing, they got a note. Pretty soon they got, how much can the bank absorb? How much do you think they can absorb, repossess before they go under?
Right. Yeah,
I mean, it's a trickle effect, and people don't realize it. It's going to hurt the whole economy, not just the shrimping industry. So people that think they're not affected by it, they are, and they will be in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention just the turtle excluder device was the first kind of thing. Obviously, the price of fuel now.
You get 60 cents for fuel. I mean, 60 cents for shrimp, but you got to pay $3.30, $3.40 a gallon. Your ice is $22 a block.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Not to mention all the hurricanes and everything that we've had to endure.
People are just starting to come back, and then they're hitting another hurricane, but it's not in the weather. It's at the dock.
Right.
And it's killing a way of life, And pretty soon, I'm a French talker. I was so proud when they brought the school in Pointe-Chan to teach people how to talk French, but because it was going away. Sooner or later, we're gonna have a shrimp school to teach the people about how it used to be when you shrimp.
Right.
If somebody don't step up to the plate and do something now, it has to be drastic. It can't be just a little bill. You need to just take fight it in court. If they don't like it, let's shut them down and take them into court. But you're not gonna sell a shrimp until the judge said we have to.
Yeah, where there's imports, they don't have turtle excluded devices on.
They don't even have, and they don't have the DEQ breathing down their neck.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we got two more segments of Willis Trosclair. We'll be right back right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health Systems, modern technology, and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. We're spending a little time with the candidate for District 53 representative, Mr. Willis Trosclair. Is running for state rep. This will be your first time into political office. So we talked about, we've seen your background and a couple of things that maybe once you go into politics. But once you get there, say you're elected, what's your platform? What are you looking to do?
My first is, and I've told a lot of people this, my first set of order for the thing, when I get on my way to Baton Rouge, I'll be calling people on the phone. We're going to do something with fentanyl and heroin. I don't know what genius came out. At one time, heroin was a 99-year sentence.
Right.
Some genius in Baton Rouge came up with the idea, well, we don't have no heroin problem again. Let's drop the sentence. Why? Leave it alone. Fentanyl should be a 99-year sentence. I'm a Christian. I'm a forgiving person. I thought about putting a life sentence on it.
Right.
But everybody decides deserves a second chance. But put 99 years with a 15-year cap on it. You have to do 15 years before I even talk to you.
Right.
Then when you come out, show me what you've been doing in prison for 15 years. If you're ready to go back into society.
Right.
But fentanyl is killing more people than COVID. Let's
over 100,000 deaths in the country.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We need to do something with the drug problem here. We need to, and another thing we need to do is unhandcuff our police force. Let them do their job. People, you want to change, but you're scared to tell on Joe that's next door selling the dope. Don't be scared to tell nobody that's affecting your kid. That's affecting somebody related to you's kids. Don't worry about them. Let Tim Sonia take care of Joe, and you go back living your life.
Right.
Help the police solve the problems. You can't blame other people. I said that earlier about passing the buck. Stop passing the buck. Let's become help in this situation. Let's do what we got to do our part.
Right.
Second is, we spoke in a break, is we need to we're putting all these pumps in the levee system. Everybody's going to tell you they need infrastructure. We need to continue with that. But we need to dig our canals because in our bayous. The other day, like we were talking, that shipyard just built a stern trawler going to Washington. They got stuck going out. You think that people want, and they didn't spend all that money coating the bottom of that boat. You think they want to build another boat and have to go through the same process? We have a beautiful port. We can do wonderful things there. But if you can't get to it, it's useless.
Right.
Our canals, people want to spray. The first thing they said, the water lilies they're clogging up. The water lilies are clogging up because there's no current running through it. Mm-hmm. If you dig that canal and let the current run through it, that's going to handle your water lily problem right there. Why put chemicals back into our water? We have enough because, research, they don't research the stuff enough. You look now for the oil spill. The stuff they were using to clean the oil was bad for the environment. Sooner or later, they're going to come back with the stuff you spray in the water lilies with.
Disbursement is what you're talking about?
Yeah, disbursement. Yeah. The stuff you spray in the water lilies with is going to be the same thing. Let Mother Nature take its course. Dig the canal. Because, I was talking to a guy down Coconut the other day. He owns some boats and he owns a processing plant. His boats can hardly get to his dock. He's almost to the point of paying.
He's in Dulac, right off the navigation canal?
No, off of Coconut, at the end of Coconut.
I got you.
He's to the point of paying to have it dug himself. Andy Gibson at Tyler told me the other day, he paid for it before to get the boat to his dock. One crab cage in those big, the steel,
right.
Get caught in that cork nozzle, could cost $7,000.
One crab.
One crab cage. Because there's not enough water in the body for them to propel, get to the dock.
Right.
We're hurting the man. And he's not the only one. Mm-hmm. Let's dig these canals so we can. You want business? Let's give them access to come to us to do business.
Right.
The roads are terrible. It don't make no sense. St. Anne Bridge, they just added another 1.5 years to it before it's finished. The bridge in Dulac, they didn't even look at it yet.
Right.
Come on, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't take that long to fix something.
Right.
Let's stop passing the buck. You talk to the council, they said it's the parish. You talk, they say it's the state. Well, if you're sitting on that thing, should you know somebody in Baton Rouge?
Right.
Shouldn't you be able to pick up the phone and say, look, we have a problem here? And then somebody said DOT. Well, let's bypass DOT. They work for the governor. Right. Get the governor on the phone. And if I call somebody, if I get to Baton Rouge, if I'm blessed enough to get to Baton Rouge, and if I call Harry for help, and Harry don't give me no help, when Harry comes up for election, I'm going to blast you.
Right.
I'm going to let my people know that you didn't want to help us. Mm-hmm. And that's the way, you have to do it. Right. You don't go up there to make friends. You can't go up there to fight and argue, but don't go up there to make friends. The people that elected you are your friends. That's the people you only owe one responsibility, and it's the people that vote for you. Mm-hmm. All the rest, you'll probably never see them again if you don't make it or if you leave Baton Rouge.
Right. Do you have a mentor, somebody that's kind of mentoring you, helping you through this process? Obviously something new for you as
I have a lot of people. I have a few friends that are state rep, and it's like, well, I don't think it's right to say their name, but but I'm talking to state reps.
Right. Just so you can kind of
matter of fact, this morning I had one on thing. He told me when my big sons are ready, he's coming down. He wants to come knock door to door with me. Mm-hmm. Have some other business people in the
Is that your plan to walk the district and get to know everybody?
I want to shake hands. I walked into a place the other day. The lady told me straight drive. She said, "We already voting for you." I said, "I understand that, but I want you to know I'm asking you for my vote, because it could be your brother-in-law and you take for granted. Well, he's gonna vote for me, but he might feel hurt because you didn't ask him.
Right.
Everybody deserves to be. Don't take advantage. Don't overlook nobody.
Right.
Everybody, you
don't take anybody for granted, right?
Don't take anybody for granted. And look, and when you walking, and I don't want them to hear it, but when you walking, I don't care what sign's in that yard.
Right.
It could be a Jessica Domingue. It could be Dirk Guidry. You knock on that door and let them know who you are.
Exactly. All right, we'll take a break. We got one more segment coming up with Mr. Willis Trosclair right here on Bite Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We're third segment with Mr. Willis Trosclair, who is running for state representative, District 53. The election is October 14th. That's Saturday, number 60 on the ballot.
Correct.
So, yeah, this has got to be something a little new to you. How are you enjoying the whole process?
It's amazing talking to the people and hearing, but knowing that their pain is your pain because you live through it. I mean, you're there with them. You see this every day, and that's one of the main reasons, like I said earlier, is I picked up the torch. I told my wife that somebody got to put the gloves on to fight, and why not me, And I think when I first started, I don't think people really thought I was serious because we were setting ourselves up for retirement. And here I'm taking on another challenge in life, going to Baton Rouge. But it's going to be interesting. I'm ready for it. It's just the way the people from down the bayou made. We take on challenges.
Sure.
And
you're only 60.
Yeah.
You're not like our people running for president.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. There's a family down there like that lost everything, and I called her later. I said, anything y'all can do, anything I can do to help. And she started. I said, well, that's what we do.
Right.
People down the bayou, people get together, and it don't matter if you're mad at your neighbor, but if something happens to that neighbor, you're gonna be the first one there.
Right.
Now after it's all fixed, you might get mad at them again, but I mean,
Right.
It's just the way we were raised. Everybody helped each other.
So I assume Republican.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And any particular wing of the Republican Party? It seems like they're almost kind of splitting now.
Yeah, I'm just straightforward type person.
Pro-life?
Pro-life, pro-law enforcement. I'm a Catholic. We go to Annunciata Church. Very family-oriented. I love my kids to death. And I love my friends.
Right.
It's just, I never met, my wife tell me all the time. She said, you know that man? No. Why you were talking to him? Because, now I know him. I didn't know him before, but now I know him.
Right.
It's, I never, I get accused of, a lot of times she likes to go camp, we like to camp, and she said, I want to see who you're going to know now. It's just, I just that type of person. I like to talk to people. I like to hear people, and like you said, we're going down the bar listening to people, but I mean, you can't tell the people I know because you from the same area. You see it. That's why I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of going down the roads and the roads all busted up. And then when you call your elected official and they say, well, that's a state road.
Right.
Well, call somebody.
Right. You work for the state.
Let's do this.
All right. So you're running for Tanner McGee's slot. But we also have Z. We got Jerome Zerang. You got Ogeron. You got Barrow, Amity. You could work with all of these people?
I can work with anybody. The thing with going to Baton Rouge, it's a give and take situation. You might have a project that you need, let's just say $3 million for, and he might have a project that he needs $4 million, but there's only $6 million to get. But you can see where you can shave a little bit off of your project to help him. You help him, and then the next go around, he helps you. It's a give and take situation.
It's not politics.
Politics is basically bargaining. You trade it. I need this. I need to fix this bridge. This is what it's going to cost. Well, I need to fix this. Well, you look at you sit there and you look at both projects and you say, okay, yeah, you're right. You need this.
Yeah.
We got enough money to start. And the next circle comes around. We go finish funding this project.
Right.
It's just give and take. I can work. You work with anybody. When you get to Baton Rouge, you're gonna have to work with Democrats. Even though I'm a proud Republican, but we're all for the same thing. We want to beautify. We want the state of Louisiana to be back what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. But I would imagine being a fisherman and a businessman, you probably have a working relationship with almost all of those people.
Yes,
right?
you meet a lot of people in that era where, you meet people that you might not see again. And I'm the type of person I might not see you again for 2-3 years, but we can start back talking like I seen you yesterday. That's the way we were raised down the bayou. I mean, and it's you meet a lot of people, and a lot of people are different. You have to adjust to different people. Different, some people you're gonna take they joker, some of them are real serious. So sometimes you gotta straighten out your tie to talk to them, and the next time you just loosen it up.
Good. So your first time running for office?
Actually, I ran for councilman probably 10, 12 years ago with Danny Babbitt and them.
I got you.
And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't ready. That was the best thing that ever happened to me was losing. But
That's
I've
what I was gonna
matured
ask you, yeah.
a lot, and I've reached a lot of people. I'm proud to say I'm a Shriner. I ride them, green and yellow motorcycle. I help kids out. Mason. I mean, we just do a lot, and I've learned a lot. And since then, me and Danny Babin, Danny called me yesterday to check on me and say, "How you feeling, bro?" Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have people like that. And I'm watching the clock, but I want to give us, and a lot of people don't do this, but I'm taking my time out to talk with you. I got to give my, Jessica Domingue and Dirk Guidry. As we talk, I just lost a son, and they showed nothing but respect. They called, they checked on me, sent flowers. Dirk sent, put the election aside and let's take care of our family. After it's over with, let's get back to work.
Right.
And that's why I want to, thank them both for it.
And they're all citizens here, right?
And,
so we all got to work together.
And Harry, the way I look at it, I'm not running against them. We all both apply. We all three of us are applying for the same job. It's which one of them the people think they impress the most. If I impress you more, vote for me. If you think Dirk, that's all it is. We vying for the same position. I have nothing at the end of the day against neither one of them. Right. We both think, all three of us think we could do it better in Baton Rouge.
And you want to help this community.
I want to help this community out because, the job pays $16,000 a year. I mean,
you could be taking a cut and pay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm going over there to make millions,
Right.
If I wouldn't love this parish or love this district, I'd stay home.
All right. Willis Trosclair, again, October 14th, number 60, running for District 53.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
y'all.
joining us, big man. All right, we'll be right back with more Bite Time right after this.